Hello and welcome to a new episode of SubwaySim Hamburg Dev Update. It's actually the first episode, and I'm here with a known face for a lot of people. It's with Max from Higher Innoways. Hi, Max.
Hi Fabian, hi everyone.
Max, today we want to start up the series with a short overview about the project overall. We already announced it at the next sim, gave a few informations there, but we want to go deeper in these dev updates. This time we talk about the general project, but later on in other dev updates, we're gonna talk about other things like, the vehicle, stations, anti-map, and more features overall. But let's first start with the map. Let's start with the line. Which line are we gonna see in SubwaySim Hamburg? Because obvious, we doing a SubwaySim in Hamburg.
Exactly. What there is to add is that even though the product is called SubwaySim, it's actually not entirely subsurface. So we're not looking at a traditional subway line here, but actually at an elevated track line that also runs part of the time below surface. To be specific, it's going to be the line U3 of the Hamburger Hochbahn, which is a line with 21 kilometers of track and 25 stations in total. There's a particular feature about this line that is that one station is being run through twice. So it's a circular line, not just a traditional straight line. And we're running through various regions of the Hamburg city. The line starts at the station Barmbek, which is a little bit outside of the city. We then run through some forests and parks, and then approach the station Kellinghusenstraße, where we link with the line U1. So there's also a little bit of connection to other lines of the Hamburger Hochbahn network. Then we will approach after some stops, we will approach the station Schlump, where we cross another line. That's the line U2. And then we approach really the city and the harbor region of Hamburg.
The most known parts, I mean.
Definitely. Starting with the famous Landungsbrücken, where we also have a direct view onto the Landungsbrücken building itself. From that station on, we drive past the famous Elbpromenade, which is kind of the
riverside.
Exactly, the riverside of Hamburg's inner city. Then we approach the station Baumwall, from which you have a perfect view of the Elbphilharmonie and also of Hamburg's famous Speicherstadt. Maybe some of you even know the Miniatur Wunderland, which is right next to the station Baumwall.
Yeah.
After that, we take some very tight turns and go below the surface through the stations Rathaus and Hauptbahnhof, so the Hamburg's main station. Then we have one particularly important station again, that's Berliner Tor, where we again cross with line U1, I believe. And then after some below surface and above surface tracks, we come back to the station Barmbek, from which our trip has started. And then there's still one last trip with 2 stations in total until the final terminal stop, Wandsbek Gartenstadt. So you can see there's a pretty wide array of variation regarding the character of the track. So sometimes we're running through urban regions, sometimes we're running through rather rural regions, and that's also what makes this track so fascinating.
Yeah, especially with a mix of underground and up, in the freedom, with a nice view through most interesting points of interest of Hamburg. That's a really nice one. So before we talk now about another things, the vehicle, let's quickly see which state does the project has. Yeah, basically we are right in the center of the development of the project. That does not mean time-wise center, but feature and content-wise. A lot of things are already kind of done, other things are already done, and a few things need to be done simply. Especially on the map side, we're really far ahead already, and also the vehicle looks already stunning, I have to say. The features of the vehicle and all that stuff, we're just gonna talk about that in a second, are already really nice. But before talking about the vehicle, give us a small idea, when can people expect that simulator on their computers?
Currently, we're looking into a release around Easter next year, so Easter 2023, and we are pretty good in time for that release date, so we are pretty confident about it.
Nice. To be added is that it's going to be a PC version only for now on. Right now, there's no console version planned, but definitely leave a comment if you think we should bring that one to console, because it's not a clear no to console, but the focus is on the PC version. We don't want to have too many different parts to be worked on right now, because the main focus is on the PC version to bring out a great version. It's done in Unreal 5, which brings the ability to bring these graphics you might already see in that video to your PC. That's the latest version of Unreal, which is beautiful to work with, I have to say.
Definitely. That's also for us. So previously with Wind Resource Simulator, we've been working with Unity, and we've switched over to Unreal for this project because of the visuals, and it really paid off. So every time that we have a look at a track and have a look at kind of stunning panorama from real life, it really also translates this experience into the game, and that's thanks to Unreal Engine 5.
So next up, the vehicle. Which vehicle are we using? What are the features of that vehicle? Please dive into it, Max.
Sure. So on the line U3, the Hamburger Hochbahn usually uses their newest vehicle, which is the electric multiple unit DT5. It consists of 3 coaches, which are linked together permanently. And obviously 3 coaches is not enough for a metro line that runs through the center of a city. So most of the time the DT5 runs with 2 units coupled together on the line U3. And on the other lines in the network, there are even 3 units of the DT5 coupled together. That's also an aspect which we want to touch with the game, at least a little bit, so that the linking and disconnecting of different multiple units of the DT5, and that's also a lot of kind of the functionality that we have in the cockpit. What makes this train, and in particular its cockpit, very fascinating is that it's really a modern train, and most of the operation doesn't run via buttons or physical switches on the desk, but actually most of the operation is done via a touchscreen Obviously, driving and braking still runs via a physical input device, that's clear. But everything, or almost everything apart from that, and maybe apart from opening the doors, is done via this touchscreen. We have planned to implement a little bit of this functionality into the game, but for more details on that, make sure to also have a look at the following videos in the next few months.
Yeah, right. Really special vehicle. I'm already in love, and I have to say, a lot of people might complain, oh, I don't like the Hamburg colors of that one. So you also came up with an idea for that one. So people will be able to repaint that vehicle in a really, really big extent, right?
Exactly. We've put a lot of effort into this repaint feature, which means that we will provide you with some default textures, but you don't have to care about all of the details which make the model look pretty. You just have to care about the livery itself. And you can paint on windows, doors, and any other, or almost any other item. I think it's even on the roof, and the train will just adapt this livery as you provided it with in the texture. And that's a feature which we are very sure that many of you will love.
Definitely. Speaking about features, so basically you try to simulate the day-by-day work of a Hamburg subway Hochbahn, basically driver. But will there be scenarios, will there be missions, or is it more like a free roam with seeing my colleagues pass by as AI vehicles?
So for most of the time, the core mode or the core game mode of the game will be the timetable mode. So like you have your train, you drive it around on the timetable and on the schedule that you're provided with. Obviously, there is some room for free play, and also there is some room for doing whatever you want to do. We'll talk about that later. But apart from that, we're also right now in the process of the core production and development, where we're replacing a lot of items with functionality like signals, announcement signals, info screens, and stuff like that. And we're currently exploring all of the possibilities that we have with those items to have scenarios which show you the way, or which show you ways that usually don't happen during regular operation, or hopefully don't happen during regular operation. But for more details, make sure to watch the following videos.
Definitely. So, yeah, might be good time to add, if you have any feedback, if you have any questions about SubwaySim, join the Discord. SubwaySim offers a Discord, and it's a place to hang out, to discuss about the project, to get the latest information, but also to be part of giveaways and all that stuff in the future. But also you can leave your feedback in the comments down the video, where you also will find the link to that Discord. Well, Max, we got a great overview about the game today. We got the estimated release date, we got an idea of the line, we got an idea of the vehicle, and all these things will be talked through in depth later on in upcoming videos. For the day, we're gonna call it. Thank you for your time.